Welcome, kids, and thank you for your continued support. Today, our story is about two siblings who decided silence won't win in their family. Do you remember Eric from our last tales? Well,
Imagine a world wrapped in silence, where your thoughts are like birds trapped in a cage, fluttering and desperate to fly, but with no sky to soar into. This was Eric's world. Do you remember Eric from our last story? Born deaf, communication was a constant struggle, a wall of glass separating him from the vibrant, chattering life that surrounded him. His family loved him dearly, but love alone couldn't bridge the chasm of silence. He was present, but not truly a part of the daily symphony of family life, the shared jokes, the whispered secrets, the excited plans for the future. His isolation wasn't one of choice, but of circumstance, a lonely island in a sea of sound he couldn't navigate. The frustration was a heavy cloak he wore daily, a quiet weight on his young shoulders as he watched his siblings laugh and argue, their words flowing as easily as a river, while his own remained dammed up inside. Then, everything began to change. It didn't happen overnight, but slowly, like the first rays of dawn creeping over the horizon. As Eric learnt sign language from Ms. Lillian, the new teacher who was transferred to Eric's school, his older sister, Maria, and younger brother, Leo, decided they wouldn't let the silence win. They saw the bright, curious boy behind the quiet exterior and knew they had to find a way to reach him. They embarked on a journey to learn sign language as well, not just as a skill, but as a key to unlock their brother's world. Their hands, once used for playing catch or building forts, began to dance with a new purpose with the help of Ms. Lillian back at school. Fingerspelling ABCs turned into simple signs for mom, dad, and play. Slowly, their living room transformed into a classroom, filled not with the drone of a teacher's voice, but with the focused, determined movement of hands. Every new sign learned was a victory, another brick laid on the bridge they were building slowly to connect their separate worlds. Through their hands, their unwavering patience, and an ocean of love, Eric's thoughts finally found a way to cross over. What had been a one-way street of gestures and guesses transformed into a two-way conversation. For the first time, Eric could share the interesting stories he had woven in his mind, ask the countless questions that buzzed within him, and express the full spectrum of his emotions, from giddy joy to deep sadness. Maria's graceful signs and Leo's energetic, enthusiastic signs became his voice. They weren't just translating words. They were conveying the fun, the humor, and the heart behind them. At the dinner table, Eric was no longer a passive observer. He was an active participant, his hands flying as he recounted his day, his eyes sparkling with the joy of being truly seen and heard. The heavy burden of frustration was lifted, replaced by the warmth of connection. The silence that once defined their interactions had blossomed into a shared understanding. The transformation was profound. His siblings were no longer just his playmates. They had become his confidants, his interprets, and his partners in every sense of the word. They were his voice on the playground, ensuring he was included in games. They were his guides in new social situations, translating the rapid-fire chatter of other kids. They were his partners in mischief, his allies in arguments, and his biggest cheerleaders. Their bond, already strong, was forged into something unbreakable in the shared language they had created together. This journey taught them more than just a new way to communicate. It taught them empathy, patience, and the incredible power of unconditional love. Eric's journey was no longer a solitary one. It was a shared adventure, proving that sometimes the most powerful language isn't spoken with the mouth, but with the heart, and that family can truly become the first and most beautiful language of belonging.